Hello everybody, live streaming from Prague, from Czech Republic. I would like to welcome you in my studio. We actually play whole setup almost few hours, and we have slight issue with our main computer. So if I disappear, apology up front. But I believe we'll do it. Let me tell you what it's gonna be about. It's about lifestyle, cooking, some funny stories, some chatting. You know, it's gonna be, well, I'll see which way it goes. Anyway, as you can see, I've got few ingredients here, which is prepared to do some kind of little cooking. I've got some asparagus from my neighbors. Also, I've got some strawberries. So I've got nice one, Czech one. This is really kind of fresh. Picked up this morning. As you can see, I've got white asparagus. Also, I have green one. So I'll show you a few recipes, maybe just one or two. We'll see how it goes. Also, if you on a computer, we can chat. So let's see how it goes. First of all, what's the difference between white and green asparagus? Most likely not too much, except the colors. You can tell that the white asparagus it's much thicker, and that's the reason what they do. The white asparagus has white color because it grows covered. So that's the main difference between those two pieces, the color and thickness of it. Okay, so which one you like it more? You can write me. I am really kind of person who likes both. But at this time, we'll cook them together and we'll find out which one of this season tastes better. Okay? So, we can start preparing the first one. I probably did it last time, but let's do it again. I would like to do them on oranges, on citruses, which really works really well. And of course, somebody asking me if it's live. Of course it's live. Ondřej Janeček asked me if it's live. It's live, of course. That's why we're doing it this way. So we can really kind of chat and you can react to what I am doing, and you know, I'll give you some feedback on your question if I'll be able to manage it. Let me show you so what we built. I've got 4 cameras here. This is the big wide angle, so you'll see pretty much all my kitchen. This is kind of camera which is taking a little bit closer set. Then I've got camera 3, which is like you know, detail on my cutting board. Okay, and the 4th one, look at this, guys. Can you believe it? You can see my whole working space here, which is unbelievable. Also, I can play some tricks like picture in picture. Let me see if I, okay. Now you can see the picture in the picture. And I've got so much stuff so I can play around, okay? So let's come back on this camera. And behind the camera, I've got really huge TV. So, you know, I can see myself, I can correct the things, and so let's start. Let me take this chair on the side so I can move freely. And we're gonna clean up the asparagus, which is especially if you're using white one, you should go around and clean it up twice, okay? So you go around like this. Okay, once you've done that, you go one more time around. The white one has to be cleaned twice. Okay, it's important. If you don't do that, it won't be perfect. Okay, so that's also important that you keep that in your mind, that you have to do it twice. And as you know, asparagus is most likely, we are at the start of the season. We had really bad weather here in Czech Republic, in Prague. We've got really kind of freezing mornings. So that's why we started up our asparagus season really recently, I would say a few days back. And this is first one, which is Czech. I already had some German. I already had some Spanish one. But this is actually thanks to my neighbors who delivered it to me this afternoon, and it was cut out from the land this morning. So you can tell it's really kind of fresh. Okay. Okay, let me make a detail so you will see how thick is it, and you have to really kind of push the peeler really hard, because the first round it's kind of, you know, quite hard skin. So the second round it's much easier. Oops. And this is what happened, you know. So if you really push it too hard, you can break up the asparagus. The trick around it is that you should keep the asparagus sitting on a cutting board, and it won't happen again, okay? But asparagus has to be really kind of straight. If it's angled like this one, it's almost impossible. But I'll show you later how to go through. Okay. Okay, let me give you this this view. So this is the detail, how I am doing it. Okay, so I've got 4 whites or 5. So let me go around. Okay, worked perfectly. So if you want to work with me and by chance you've got those ingredients which we mentioned on our side of this video, you can actually work with me. What you're gonna need, you're gonna need a little bit of As you can see, I've got hot water here, which is boiling. So you can start with the pot, some water in it. Perfect, so we've got white one, okay? This skin, you can use it later for stock. If you want to make stock, you can use that. And I'll just put this on the side and we start working, we will start working on a green one, okay? So especially green one, you know, those really thin pieces can be done on a board, as I mentioned, like this. And especially green one, it's enough to just go around once, okay? It has to be said that the asparagus is actually, let me get some really nice one so we can discuss it. Okay, this is a quite nice one. And the part on the bottom could be really hard and it's kind of unbeatable. And how you find out from which space it's eatable. So you take the asparagus and you do it like this, and when it breaks, this means this piece is uneatable, but you can save it for stock or for cooking, or you can make a soup of it if you've got really good mixer. And the rest of it, it's completely eatable. Some people asking me on a chat right here if they can eat asparagus fresh. Of course, asparagus can be eaten fresh, and it really depends, especially if you can use it in salads, but I prefer if the asparagus is a little bit cooked, blanched, okay? So and also if you are working with the green one, you are not, the skin has to be taken from 2/3 of the stalk, okay? So let's, and actually what I do most likely that I'm taking this one which is broke here, and I'll put similar sizes all together. Let me find out the same one like this, you know. You put it to the bundle like this. The tips, I mean the tops of the asparagus, it should be on the same level. And then you simply take a good sharp knife and as a sample from the one which you just used, we need a little bit more, as you can see. So let me take a little bit of more of the bottoms, and now we are quite sure that those parts will be really good and eatable. So let me finish up those big one. And of course, people who really favoring asparagus, they've got really special pots where they cook their asparagus. It's really kind of a casserole like this one, right? But much smaller. And they basically put the asparagus into the boiling water, but the tips are sticking out of the water, and you just put the cover on a pot and steam will cook those tips really kind of soft way, so it's gonna be just perfect. Okay, so let me continue to clean up all my asparagus. so we can start blanching. I've got this one is finished. I don't have to do all of it. And we're gonna use part we're gonna use as an appetizer. The second part of what I will blanch, we'll use it for risotto.
It looks like we have first tipper.
Oh, very well.
$36.
Oh, wonderful. That's unbelievable. Okay, I would like to thank you, first tipper. Thanks a lot, because this is like first fortune what we are getting here, and I'm really pleased. Thanks again. I really appreciate it. And of course, next time when we'll be cooking again, we'll let you know, and from that money we'll buy much better food, more expensive, more fancy, and I can show you how to handle those kind of things. Okay, so thanks again, and let's continue with this one. As you can see, it's quite easy, and as I mentioned, especially those really thick asparagus, you put it on a board like this, and it won't break. Okay, so that's important. Okay, few more and we'll be done. Okay, wonderful. As I mentioned also, my water is almost boiling, and you're gonna need a little bit of salt to do it in salty waters. But if you want to make a stock which will be used later for risotto, don't put too much salt into it, otherwise the risotto will be over salted. Okay, so I'll put just a little bit. Okay, very well. And I've got two more pieces and we'll be set. Okay, perfect, almost done. As you can see, if I won't be talking and I'll be really concentrating on the work. Okay. Okay. It's quite fast business. Perfect. Okay, so one of the important rules in a kitchen is that you should keep your kitchen clean, especially around cutting board or cutting board, you know. So make sure that you've got some paper towel on your hand. Okay. See, a little bit of paper towel will really save you, you know, and it's quite easy to clean. Okay, almost done. Okay, so what we gonna do? What I suggest, again, you have to really straighten up the size of the asparagus. So put the tips to the line it up like this. All tips, it should be all together, and then we'll cut those pieces off. Don't throw them away. You can use them for stock. You can use them later for soup if you've got really good mixer. And I have to say that asparagus is one of the veggies which is most likely growing from spring to start of summer. And those veggies are really healthy one, and it will actually help you to clean your body. So that's why we are, especially in spring, we are eating a lot of greens, because it's kind of, you know, cleaning our body. And also after winter, we should stop eating really kind of heavy food, because outside is getting better weather and we don't need so much energy, okay, like what we need in spring. Okay, so let me cut those white ones too. I've got the broken one. Okay, so this is the end of the broken one. I can put it on the side. We'll cut those same way like what we did. I'll put that on the side. And what is important now, if you've got, let me do it this way so I can show you exactly. We can really thick one will definitely cook longer, so we select, you know, really. Okay, and we go to 3. So you will see I select like white ones, really thick one. Then I've got a few of those greens which are kind of bigger, so we blanch them a little bit longer. And let's start up with the green, really thin one. As I mentioned, we put a little bit of salt, not too much. The water should be boiling, so let's bring the water to the boil. We toss them in. Just make sure that the asparagus is all in water. We're gonna need some pincette, and we blanch them till they are al dente. That's really important. The veggies which you are blanching in hot water, in salty hot water, should be crunchy, okay? That's important. So we'll pay attention to it. And what's the way how to find out? Of course, the way that you taste it, okay? So we'll give them like, you know, those thin one. Needs like a couple minutes, I would say. Okay. Okay. So let me show you exactly what's going on there. And what's important now, we're gonna need some bowl. Let me take this big one. And we're gonna need some really cold water. So let me go for water. Of course, if you have ice at home, put the ice to the water. Okay, let me get some ice because I do have ice at home. So let me get it. You don't need really too much, you know. Few scoops. You put them in the water to make sure that asparagus will be immediately stopped from overdone this. Okay, so let me cut the end of it. It's beautifully al dente. You take that asparagus, okay. Now we put the thicker one, the green one, and we actually do the same, but we're gonna need a little bit more time for that because the thickness, it's gonna take some time, okay? And please don't leave the asparagus in the water for a longer time. As soon as it's cold, get some plate and take it from cold water, okay? Don't leave it there too long because you are losing the flavor of the veggies, okay? So, what this method teaches, what show us, well, most likely we stopped immediately cooking, so asparagus will stay in exact stage where we want to have it. It's wonderful and crispy, exactly al dente. So we do same with the green one. And at the end, I can put the white one there. That's gonna take the longest time because it's really thick, you know? It's gonna take, I would say, 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, so. And what you can do with asparagus, which is blanched, so many things. From now on, you can really start playing with it. One of the things which I really like, if you heat up the oven 200 degrees Celsius, you can take few pieces of asparagus. You can take out the water, excess of the water from those pieces. You can put a little salt on it, like what I have here, really good one, you know, just a little bit. Then you take a little bit pepper, you can put it on this, like this, and then you take a little bit of Parmesan cheese and put it on. Then you put it on a small plate like this. Let me see. I don't have this one. I used to have 2 here. But anyway, you've got the idea. It's quite easy. And you bake it in the oven for, 5, 6, 8 minutes till the Parmesan cheese is melted and slightly goldish, okay? We are looking for that color. If you overdo it, the Parmesan cheese will be uneatable. It's gonna be bitter and it won't taste good. So you have to really pay attention to it. But all those ovens in those days has, you know, glass door, so you can see through and you can check on it. Okay, so let's see how we doing with the bigger green pieces. And we just taste it like we did with the small one. Just take it a little bit. needs a little bit more. I would say another 40 seconds. And as we did with the smaller bun, you just put it to the hot water, to the cold water, sorry. You leave it there for a minute or two because it's bigger, so it needs a little bit more time to get really cold. And as I mentioned, the white one, it's gonna be a little bit longer. That's the blanching. Easy peasy. And if I won't be talking to you, you know, it's a really fast business. Ping, ping, ping. Really. And of course, the way I blanch asparagus, you can do it with cauliflower, you can do it with broccoli, you can do it with so many veggies, okay? Green beans, for example, that's a great veggie, which I really like. Okay, so let me take the thicker. So I would like to really have, okay, you can feel it when you run the knife through it. You can feel it on the knife, it goes really well through it. Oh, the white one will be wonderful. Okay, let's take those big pieces out. You can put them different direction to the plate, so you don't have to look for smaller and bigger. As you can see, you can tell right away. Sometimes what happens with the white ones, that you can get a kind of bitterness in it. Some people hate it, some people love it. It's really up to taste, and honestly, it's really difficult which one is better. Sometimes it's on really on season, and some people prefer the green one, some white one. Some people I don't care. They don't care because they like both. Okay, so I believe it must be done now. Let me cut this a little bit. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. So simple, so fast. Okay, let's leave it in a pan. We save the stock. We save the stock because we're gonna need it for risotto, okay? If you put too much salt in it, you should taste it. If it's too salty, you can put a little bit more water in it, and you extend the amount of the water, and salt won't be so harsh, okay? So I'll just put it right here behind me because we're gonna need it quite soon, because the appetizer what we're gonna do with the green one, it's really fast business and it's wonderful. So what are you gonna need for it? Well, actually, you're gonna need a little bit of orange juice. Could be fresh one, could be, you know, from the can. Okay, I believe that the white one is also done. Okay. And this can be prepared in advance. You know, you can do it in the morning. Then you leave it on the side, or you can put it to the fridge. And when you're gonna work with it, when you're gonna do some preparation with it, then you can take it from from the fridge. I suggest to do it freshly, because that's the way how it should be done. Don't do it in advance, like a day or two in advance. That doesn't make sense, because the process is really fast and you can do it really fast. And what we really like, especially on veggies, that the stuff is fresh, and you can feel that. If it's done in advance in 2-3 days, it will lose some flavor, lose some vitamins. It's not the way how it should be done, okay? So, what we gonna need? As I mentioned, we're gonna need a little bit of juice. We're gonna need 1 or 2 oranges. Gonna need some squeezer so we can get the juice of it. Also, what we're gonna need, I am using this kind of special things which make us beautiful strips. See? Let me do it as a detail. See how it beautifully goes? You don't need too much. You need like few of them. Okay? You can already put that in a pan. But I have to mention that those oranges should not be chemically treated, okay? It should be really, when you buy them, it should be a sign there is no chemicals involved in growing those oranges, okay? Then you cut it from top and bottom. You take a little bit different knife and you simply go around it. Let me make a detail. Perfect. And you go like this. Okay? So this is gonna be beautiful detail. You see? And you go around and you're trying to cut as less as possible from the orange. On the other hand, you have to make sure, I'll show you later, that the oranges doesn't have any kind of, white stuff on it, because that stuff is kind of bitter. Okay, you go around like this, you turn it over, you easily go from the other side, and now you take your time and patience, and you just make sure that the oranges will be really cleaned, like this one, okay? And I'll just show you how to easily separate it from the skin, which is run between those pieces. So the first one goes like this, okay? And the second one, you can do it this way, and then you turn the knife in it. You see? Wonderful. You see, it's so easy. And honestly, if you do that for somebody who you really like in the morning, you put a little bit ricotta cheese in it or yogurt and you serve it to the bed, believe me, the person will have much better day. I simply love it if my wife or girlfriend do it for me. And we are really kind of, saving all that juice, because we're gonna need it for sauce. Okay, worry about. Let me take some little paper, clean my hands. This goes to the garbage. And as always, we are trying our best to really keep the place nice, because that tells a lot about the person who's cooking. Okay, very well. The second piece, we need just juice from it. So I cut it in half. I'll take this simple juicer and, you know, just pressing the half of the orange will give you a lot of juice. Okay. And also, if you are lucky, as me, you have a home Grand Marnier, which is cognac or liquor infused by incredible oranges. And this liquor is wonderful. I personally really like it after some heavy meal. It goes really well with cigars after meal if you enjoying cigars. In summertime could be served on ice with little tonic water on it, with it. Perfect. And of course, this can be used for dessert or any kind of food what you are. I'm using it if for example, if I'm doing duck breast on oranges, I'll definitely use Grand Marnier. You know, it's got so much use in kitchen. Okay, here we go. We've got perfect fresh juice, easy peasy. Then we've got a little bit juice from those slices. We'll keep the place clean. We'll put it aside. Everything would be used. Okay, and as you can see, you've got some ingredients that we're gonna use. And of course, if you are trying to make things really tasty and good, you have to use really good ingredients. You know, what money can buy or what your budget is. So I've got really nice French butter here. I don't need too much, just a little bit, but believe me or not, the butter makes a really huge difference. I need like 2 small pieces like this, you know. The rest, I'll put it back to the fridge, because even if we need it later for risotto, the butter has to be cold, even in this case, okay? So, what we gonna do? You pick up some asparagus, I would say 6-8 pieces per person, if it's like appetizer. If it's like main dish, you can make much more of it, okay? Just put it, this is gonna be 1 portion, this is gonna be 3, 6, 7, that's gonna be 2nd portion, okay? This will leave those 3 big one and white one for risotto, so we will have some colors in it, because most likely the white one will disappear in risotto because it's gonna be really light color. So we left a few green ones to put some color in our risotto. Okay, let's start up the fire. You can use any pan, of course non-stick will help you. to really make it easy on you, okay? So let's heat it up. You're gonna need, you can put just a little touch of salt in it. Definitely you can put some pepper, could be red pepper, could be black pepper. If you've got cayenne pepper, who likes spicy things, you can put cayenne pepper. Some people like it, but don't put too much, okay? Okay, let's really reduce that juice. On the side, I still have some, you know, some juice from the can, just to have a little bit more. If you don't have oranges on hand, you can use just orange juice, but honestly, it's already pasteurized, it's got some sugar in it, and it's not kind of the best way to really do this dish. Okay, let's see, when you reduce it like this, a little bit more, we are looking for a kind of a syrupy consistency, which I'll show you. We deglaze it a little bit more. You move your pan around. I keep it on really high fire. If you don't feel comfortable with it, you know, just go to your way, you know, it doesn't have to be fast. If you're doing on full speed, you should have some kind of experience with it. And there is no rush, you know. We are really taking care of all this cooking because we would like to get the flavor and we would like to make it really good, okay? So we are not rushing. So as you can see, not so much juice left in it, you know, just a little bit. So now we put the asparagus in it. Okay, like this. We put a little bit pepper in it. Okay. The asparagus will keep that just to heat it up, so it won't be cold, okay? Then we take those 2 pieces of butter, we put it in it, and you have to really shake with the pan. So butter, it's constantly moving, and it's really kind of important that you do it this way. And the butter, because it's cold, it's melting slowly, and it's helping, you know, to make sauce really thick. That's the actually point of moving the pan. Okay, and as you can see, we've got beautiful sauce, really kind of creamy and thick. So let's keep it for a little bit while there, a little bit more. Let me get some. I didn't use it for a long time, so it's hard to open. We put a little bit of Grand Marnier in it, and hey guys, we've got super duper beautiful appetizer. Of course, you have 2 plates, which are, let's keep it clean. Those plates should be heated because we would like to keep the food really warm. Now you take a pan, you take those pieces like this, you put it in a pan. The same we do with the rest of it. See, like this. Beautiful. One piece can go across. Now what we can do, you can serve those pieces like this, cold one. You can put it on a plate. I really prefer to just heat them up, but honestly, really fast. You need them just, you know, to warm up a little bit. So when you eating, you won't have the big temperature differences, okay? Now you take the spoon and you start arranging those pieces on a plate like this. Could be like this, you know, it's really up to you which way you do it, or it can be done like this. You know, that's the beauty of serving. It's you can get creative as much as you can, and it's up to you. That's why it's nice if you look up the magazines and you try to follow up some big names with the styling, with the, and now, you know, take the sauce and you go like this around. And you know what? It's gonna be wonderful. And if you have such a beautiful food like this, oh, smells wonderful. I've got my team waiting for tasting, because we spoke about it all day, what we're gonna cook, and they are kind of anxious to really try it. So we'll give them knives and fork. Okay, just make sure that the plate is really clean. If somebody likes more pepper, you can put a little bit more touches of pepper. If you've got cayenne pepper, you can put cayenne pepper on it. And before we actually start eating it, I suggest really light. I've got really nice Provence pink wine, which goes really well with it, and we also use it for risotto, because honestly, somehow I don't have white one. I've got really good one, but that's not really, it should not be used for cooking, but this pink one will do it for our risotto, and it's gonna beautifully match the oranges and asparagus. Okay, always when you open the bottle, you should smell the cork. And here we go for my stuff. Wonderful. Of course, for me, okay guys, here you go. So chin chin. Ah, I was waiting all day for it. Chin chin. And let's try our food. And also what's important, guys, don't forget that you should always, when you're serving food, put some towels or napkins or whatever you call it, whenever you call it. It's important that once you take a bite and you would like to try some wine, you should clean up your mouth. That's important, okay? So let's try it. Of course, some people starting from the end and then you're leaving the tips as the best, but it's up to really you. You take Jesus Christ. It's simply unbelievable. You should try this at home. Believe me. You try it. It's so simple. So simple. Everybody can do it. And believe me, it's worth it. Especially in those days. As season goes on, asparagus will get, you know, a little bit cheaper. So you can start playing with it and wonderful. And of course, if it's white or pink, wine should be staying in a cooler, so the wine stay in right temperature. Okay, so let me finish this. Let me look up the chat. Wonderful. You've got beautiful responses. Okay, I'm getting some SMS from my friends and they simply love it. Simply love it. So, what we are planning with my team, we would like to start cooking once, twice a week. Depends on donation. We'll get some ingredients. We will have more money. We'll buy foie gras. We'll buy prime meats, French duck breasts, you know. And I'll show you the simplest way how to really treat those special ingredients is the way, which is quite simple, easy to follow. You will know up front. Gee. Okay. Fantastic. Tom, thanks a lot. Hope you enjoying this beautiful, beautiful dish. And if you have, of course, if you have some time, wait for risotto, which is gonna be simply wonderful. Especially risotto, once you do it once with me, for the rest of your life, you are able to do any kind of risotto. So stay in. Let me finish up this beautiful meal, which is so tasty. And big roll, played Grand Marnier in it. It's not cheap. On the other hand, who cares, you know? If that's make life more enjoyable, food more tasteful, what the hell? And surprisingly, those citruses goes really well with the asparagus. You know, what I believe you can try grapefruit, that should work too. And you know, you can actually experiment with other things, and just please let me know What you tried? How it tasted? And please share your tips with me. I would like to learn too, you know. Everybody got some different tricks. If we put them together, it will be the best. It will be the best. Okay, so I'm so pleased to share this kind of experience from Prague, from Czech Republic. And I would like to see some of your shows, cooking shows on the Twitch. So let's build up the team and we'll rule the world. I'm sure about it. That's why we started, right? To become really famous. Okay. So, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. And it's all gone. You know what's really amazing on cooking? Sometimes you spend so much time with preparation and all that, and eating, 10 minutes, all gone. All gone. But the pleasure of it. One of the biggest pleasures for me is food, eating, meeting people, drinking good wine, and what else, you know? And honestly, believe me, next time I'll show you some cigars what I have here, how to treat them, how to fire up them, how to deal with it, all those kind of problems what people talking about cigars. I can recommend you some easy one for start. And we'll see. Maybe it will be another one who really falls into cigars. It's completely different as a smoking cigarettes, that's for sure. In those days, cigarettes are full of shit, chemicals, and you inhale it. If we are talking about good cigars, it's just a plain list of tobacco rolled to the cigar, and that's all. Nothing more in it, okay? And you don't inhale it. That's an important thing. So most likely, why we are smoking cigars? Because of the taste what we are getting from the dead leaves or combination of leaves, okay? And that will make us really kind of happy. Okay, so next time.
Thank you, Martin.
Oh, you're very welcome. Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, you see, I've got another friend here already helping me to build up a huge community about this show. And hopefully you tell your friends that you had such a hopefully pleasant experience with us from Prague, from Czech Republic. And we're gonna build, you know, a huge community. I'm sure about it. And we are really tough on it. And believe me or not, we put our time in it. And we'll get you, all of you, everybody who's got really good food and all things around it. It's just not the eating, it's all things around, you know? You can welcome your friends, you can cook for them. And this is the biggest treat what you can do for your friends. You know, take them home, show them passion for food, for good taste, give them some good wine. They won't have any headaches next day. because you know the wine, you select it, you taste it before, and you offer them the best what you have at home. And those people, if they are smart enough, they will really appreciate it. And next week or next day, they will invite you in their house and they'll treat you same way as you did to them. And you know, from my experience, I used to live in New York for so many years, and honestly, I was cooking once a week. The rest of the days, I was, you know, invited to my friends' places. So we go around. One of the friends took care of, you know, cooking, wines, and it was such a wonderful time. And I really believe that people should be helping each other and, you know, spreading the word and love, because it's really important, especially in those days what we are living now. And I have to say, luckily, I am living in such a beautiful building and a lot of nice people are in, and you know, we treat each other really kind of this way. And believe me or not, it's helping us, all of us, to survive all these kind of things, and all that COVID and, you know, lockdowns and whatever you call it. And we survived in good mood, and we stayed healthy because we eat really good food, which is most important thing in the world. If you like yourself, and you should be liking yourself, you should treat yourself with best food what you can afford, because that's the way how to stay healthy and happy. Okay, so let's clean up here. Make sure that you have another plates in the oven. I keep it them between 60 and 70 degrees. And it's important, especially in winter times, the food which is warm should be served on warm plates. And if you don't do that, please start doing that, because it's the pleasure is you know, extended, because the food stays warmer longer time, so you can sip the wine with it, you can talk, and you are not eating cold food. Okay, so let's switch on camera 2 so I can play with it, you know. And I've got, you know, this camera, and I've got this, which is wonderful. Okay, so let's start risotto. I'll go back. I'll put we've got a little bit stock. We've got a little bit stock from asparagus. Now that's important that you keep that stock really kind of bubbling. Then you have to have some other beautiful small casserole. Let me pick one. Casserole like this. This is gonna be enough. You need a special rice, which is short grain rice. It's important to have this kind of rice, okay? Otherwise, you won't be making Italian risotto. And you know, once you start spending time on that risotto, you should use really good stuff and bright stuff, which is you know, short grain rice. In our case, it's dialo nenano. And this is the only rice which you don't rice with water. It's It's starch on it, it's starch in it, and we're gonna need it, okay? So what else we need for a risotto? You're gonna need that rice, already described it. You're gonna need a little bit of Parmesan cheese. So grate it just before you using it. Don't buy grated Parmesan cheese, the biggest mistake what you can do. Buy it in store when you can trust people that they are selling 24-month-old Parmesan cheese, which is expensive but so tasteful that then once you taste it, you cannot live without it. Okay, we're gonna need a little bit of shallot. If you don't have shallot, you can use regular onion, but in that case, look for a really small one. Okay, and we need just a little bit. We don't need really too much. I'll show you. Look at the rice, how small it is. So try to cut the shallot as smaller as possible. Okay, so let's go through it like this, and now you should have really sharp knife. Okay, and you go like this. Okay, you see, this is more than enough for 2 people, more than enough. Okay, one more time. This is more than enough for 2 people. You don't need more. Okay, let's discuss how much rice I need. Well, depends, you know. If you are serving risotto as appetizer and you are kind of, you know, want smaller portion, which won't kill you, I use from 50 to 60 grams of dry rice. If you are making bigger plate, like a main dish, it should be used from 70 to 80. You know, it's really up to your appetite. But don't go over, for 2 person, don't go over 110 grams, because that's too much, okay? And with risotto, one important thing which should be mentioned is that risotto, definitely as a pasta, should not be overcooked. It's so important, not just for cake, but for your healthy life. If risotto is overcooked, same with pasta, it's just too heavy, and it will kill you for another 2 days. You will feel heavy, and the food stays in you, and you know, we don't want that. So we are really kind of be watching for al dente style. Okay, so what are you gonna need? I'm gonna need a little bit of olive oil. Let me look for some. I had it somewhere. Let me look. I got, oh gosh, I had it. Oh, it's right here. I didn't see it. Okay. So we need just, you know, a little bit, half a spoon of olive oil. As you can see, my stock is boiling. So let's heat up the smaller pan with olive oil. I'll just put, as I mentioned, I put like 1 tablespoon of olive oil, most likely to cover up the bottom of the pan. And we'll wait to heat up the oil. How I know it's heated? Well, actually the oil will start behaves or start going around as a water. You know, he will lose the thickness of it. Okay, you put a little bit of shallot, Okay, let's clean up the place again. Okay, you're gonna need some kind of, I really like this kind of spatula, wooden spatula, which I really like, especially for making risotto. And let's wait to get the onion or shallot kind of smelling. Once you start smelling the shallot, that's the time to put the rice in it. It's already weighed or measured. You know, if you be home and you've got those kind of small ones and bigger, you measure it once on weight, and then you know. It's up to here for 2 people. And if we are hungry, we do it a little bit more. That's all. And if it's for kids, we'll do it like this. And what we're gonna do, we actually need to put the rice to the right temperature. Why we need that? Well, if we heat up the rice properly, we make the rice really kind of warm enough. It will help us to do, it will release more starch, which help us to get the creaminess of the risotto, okay? So, the rice is kind of heating up. We use those greens ones. What I suggest always, take the tips, just cut them in half and leave it as a decoration or put them in a risotto in last minute, okay? You can do the same with the white one. Okay. Okay. I can hear the rice is just getting warm enough. You check it in with your fingers. Of course, you won't touch the rice. You just go in it. Once you start feeling the heat from the rice, that's the right time. Okay, let's make a space here. Okay, we'll put it some here, so you will see me exactly what I'm doing. Okay, those tips we'll put on a side. You can cut it, you can leave them, it's up to you. You know, your decision, you are the guy who's making it. So, and when the rice gets really kind of heat up, we're gonna need a little bit of white wine. And if I say white wine for cooking, I mean white wine which is dry and drinkable. Okay? It's kind of important that you have that wine. Don't cook with expensive one. Doesn't make sense, but you know, in this case, I don't really have white one, so I'll use the pink one. And I need just a little bit, but let's hear it. It should behave like this. Listen really well. Okay, it should start really kind of, you should see, you should hear that kind of, you know, noise which makes wine if it gets to the really hot pan and hot rice, okay? Now, what you should do, you should wait for wine to disappear. It's important. If I start putting the if I'll start putting the stock in it, it won't be good. Okay, so, and if you are not sure, you just go as long as everything will disappear. Part of it will evaporate to the air, the rest goes inside the rice. And the first thing which goes inside the rice, that was the wine, which has some special taste, and that will make our risotto perfect. Okay, really tasteful. Let me take this on the side. We don't need this. We don't need this plate too. And as you can see, the bigger kitchen, you can do more. Okay, what happened? I lost all my wines, and now I am ready to put some stock in it. You put as much as you to cover all that rice, and I'll show you exactly. You just make sure that the all rice is not sitting on the side of your casserole. And it should be covered like this, you know. You've got enough to be covered. Okay. So now, what we're gonna do, we definitely put a little bit of salt in it, 1 pinch. Don't rush with the salt because we've got little salt in the stock. And also we've got Parmigiano Reggiano, which is 24 months old. And it's, of course, has some spice in it. Some salt in it, sorry. And now you can start playing with your asparagus. The white one, what I believe, I'll just cut it like this. Let me make, it's already detailed. And you can make it, small pieces like this. And of course you have to keep the eye on your risotto. And we'll cook it, which is really depends on quality of rice and what kind of rice you have, from 12 to 16, 18 minutes. It's really up to the tasting, okay? So, if you want to get more flavor in it, okay, more asparagus flavor in it. So what you can do, if you got good mixer, you can cut asparagus and you can make a puree of it. Just mix it really well. And then, you just put it in. And as I mentioned at the start of preparing risotto, I am almost guarantee you, if you do risotto with me once, all risottos are kind of same. If you do mushrooms, you put them in now, because you have to cook them. If you do seafood, you put it at the end of it, because as you know, seafood doesn't like to be cooked too long, otherwise it dry out and harden. And we don't want that, because we spent a lot of money for that. So, okay, so let me just go really fast over this white asparagus. And as I mentioned, maybe I start my Thermomix here to do just a little bit of puree. If you've got, of course, a hand blender, that works too. But honestly, with Thermomix, you just make such a delightful puree. which has no pieces in it, and it's gonna be just simply wonderful. Okay, it's already done. It's already on. So what I do, I actually, you know what, I decided that all that white asparagus, I get puree of it, and I use it for my risotto, and the green one will make the color in it. And everybody's saying that the risotto should be stirred always, all the time. That's not really kind of true. You can do it once or twice a minute. And if you go around for 15-16 minutes like this, it's gonna take some little more time, because once you move it really often, you take in the heat from the rice. And okay, I've got upgrade, we'll do it later. I put this white one in it. Okay. We put a little bit of stock, so we'll get really kind of nice puree. We'll mix up the rice a little bit. Of course, we'll have some more wine for ourselves. Let me pour a little bit here for those guys who's working really their asses to make it really perfect. As you can see, we really spend so much time to make it nice and make it entertaining and nice. We've got 4 cameras which are set kind of professional way. It's got kind of cinematic feeling in it, and we would like to really be perfect in it, same as with cooking. And we tried really hard, and believe me, it will pay. I'm sure about it. Anyway, okay, you need a little bit more stock to the risotto. I'll take this to the Thermomix. We'll cover it up. We close it. And you know, our wonderful puree, which we are gonna use for that risotto, it's already done. And this way we'll make really kind of, we'll add the flavor into it. And it's gonna be just simply wonderful. Okay, so let's just clean up the cover. Okay, we'll take that puree and we a little bit put it in the risotto. We'll mix it. We always make sure that this risotto is bubbling, you know. It doesn't have to be boiling really hard, doesn't have to. It's better if you see bubble from time to time. Just goes to the top. That's the best way how to guarantee that the risotto will be just evenly cooked, and it's gonna be wonderful. I'm sure about it. Okay, so this green asparagus, you can cut it, you know, for example, way like this. So you make it really nice and it's gonna be visible in that risotto. So people will know that it's asparagus. If you put the white one in it, it simply disappears and people are wondering what kind of risotto they are getting. If they didn't see it on menu or if you didn't tell them. Okay, perfecto, perfecto. Almost like professionals, right? Okay. Now it's time to take a spoon and to taste it. Okay. We put the rest of the puree in it. And I can tell that it's kind of really, I feel, more salt that I want to have in it, okay? So the trick is, I already show you. Put a little bit more water, hot water, in your stock. I hit, sorry about it, I hit some little bit piece of pepper in it in risotto and it's just, I couldn't swallow it. But guys, listen, I have wines here which saved my life, okay? Ha! Look at it. It's getting exactly where it should be, okay? And as you can see at the end of the cooking, I'm not really putting more stock in it. You slow down with the stock because your risotto, it's almost done. And please, it's really important that you paying attention that the rice won't be overcooked. That can really ruin your dinner or lunch or simply your risotto, okay? So as you can see at the end of it, I'm not putting more stocks in it, and I am just fine. You have to just make sure that the rice is completely covered and it's bubbling, okay? So, we've got those green tops. We can make them, you know, even we can cut them to the quarters like this. Wonderful. Wow, it's gonna be incredible. Okay, yeah, just simply incredible. Okay. Okay, let's not forget about the risotto. Mix it up to make sure that nothing is, you know, staying on the bottom. Because if you don't pay attention to it, it will stick to the bottom and it will burn. And we don't want that. Okay. I'm so glad that our computer is taking all that kind of information and spreading our cooking around the world. We've got really, really powerful computer here, but during the day, honestly, we had really problems because we've got really 4 cameras which goes directly to it, and we're using item mini from Blackmagic, which really kind of help us to switch between cameras, so you can be really kind of, you know, touch to the things. Okay, if it's bubbling too much, just take care of it. Just lower the energy or fire, depends what unit using. And now we are getting really kind of close. And also important thing, of course, if you are cooking home for family, you can use just 1 spoon to taste it. But if you are getting guests and they are watching you, even if they don't watch you, in those days it's really better, you know, for each tasting, use clean spoon, which is important. So, you know, it's about germs. And on the other hand, I don't really believe in it because it's cooked. It's okay. So, we are getting really close. I'll put my green asparagus in the last minute. And why I am putting the asparagus there now? Because I don't want to really overcook the asparagus. Now it's time. We don't need stock anymore, so we put it somewhere on the side. Okay, we are almost finished. And now it's time to make it crema, which is based on cheese and, of course, as I mentioned before, on butter. The butter should be really good quality. And listen, homemade bread with good butter, that's the best dish what you can have. Okay? That's what I really, if I'll have my last meal, it's gonna be really good butter from Italy or France. Normandian butter is really nice. And some freshly baked bread. And we need like a, you know, make it nice. Make it like decent 3 slices. And what are you gonna do now? I'll show you how to make a perfect crema, okay? You switch it off. You put the butter on a cheese. You do it like this. You put everything in. It's on, switch off, and you do this. You have to shake with the pan, and the butter has to be, and really has to be, cold from the fridge. If you have soft butter, it will melt in a seconds, and you won't have time to make a crema, okay? So as you can see, look at this. Wonderful. Okay, and now it's your decision if you put few tops of white wine in it, just to heat them up a little bit. And you do this as long as you see the butter. When the butter disappears, means it's melted in the risotto, which is the way it should be done, which happens to me right now. I lost a little bit of asparagus here. Let's put it back. And let's be Italian a little bit. Let's be Italian. And Italians, what they do, they cover up the pan with the cloth like this, then wait minute or 2. We can enjoy another sip of a wonderful, incredible premier selection from south of France, from Provence, which is my favorite spot. That's the actually last spot in Europe where I believe you can get really nice fruit and veggies in the summertime. I used to go there, you know, for few weeks, a year, around summertime, and I really enjoy it. And the food, and it's just amazing. Same as Italian food, it's a little bit more sophisticated. On the other hand, Italians food is number one in whole world, I believe, and especially in the United States, it's number one cuisine. Okay, so let's leave it another minute. We don't rush, because if you rush it, it won't be good. The good things take time. Okay. Okay, we don't need this. We'll put it on the side. We have 2 plates prepared for serving, and we are close to serve it. So let's do it. Okay, I'll show you how to serve properly the risotto. I will have a little bit more wine. I'll put a little bit more wine for my stuff.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Pleasure. Okay, and we get 2 plates. It's important to heat them up. Believe me, especially for a risotto. And if you're serving a risotto, it should be always done on a flat dish, like this. And we'll take this off. Okay. We'll mix it up. You put 1 good stir in it, or 2. What is important now, to taste it. Never forget it. Before serving, always taste the food. It's last chance to put some more flavor in it. Somebody maybe like pepper, as me. Okay. You put it in it. Don't forget that you've got 2 plates and 2 portions. So plates always should be sitting on your table. You put 1/2 here, 2/2 here. Just make sure that you've got same amount on those plates. When it's served like this, you take a plate, you shake it like this, or you go from bottom. And if it's rightly done, the risotto spills beautiful on a plate. Oh, look at this. And now, if you are that kind of person, you have your pincette around, or you use your hands, and you know, you put the last master touches to the risotto. Oops. Hey, all done. You see? Look at this. It looks wonderful, isn't it? Just perfect. And that's all. As you can see, it was very simple. And if you follow my steps, I'm guarantee you that it's gonna be just simply perfect. Same as mine. Okay? So, what I would like to say, risotto should be served as an appetizer or main dish, and it should be served alone. Only one thing can be served as a side dish, which is Milanese with saffron, and you serve it with a ossobuco or something like that. Okay, so cheers again, and let's taste it. Okay, this goes to my stuff, which is taking care of the wonderful cinematic feeling, what you can feel from the video. And okay, and you take a fork and you start eating. One for him, one for me. Okay, and as a kid, if I've got, you know, food like this, I was just going, you know, from the side, circling around, get the coolest parts, you know, and it wonderfully stays really hot in the center, and once you go around, you have time to pick up really, like, oh, look at this. It's incredibly good. Sorry, I won't be talking to you for a minute or two because it's unresistible. It's so good. And please, please try it. Try to make it at home. Gee, 20 minutes. 20 minutes and it's just simply wonderful. Now you can really taste kind of flavor which comes from the asparagus. With sip of wine, what a life. We are living here in Prague, in Czech Republic, enjoying as much as we can from life. And very soon on Monday, we are able to open, you know, gardens for serving food, so we'll be able to go to restaurants, enjoy the beer, smoking cigars, you know, sitting with some friends, talking about how was it last year. It wasn't fun always, but you know, with this escape, we'll survive. Okay, I have to help a little bit here. What kind of? Okay, that's all what I can do for you. Back to my risotto. Whew. What a night. You see? So little. Took us 20 minutes and what a treat. And really, if you're paying attention to the details, Everything is al dente. Rice, asparagus. Especially those tips, you know, the end. What a life, what a life. And look at this, I've got few strawberries. So I'll show you some tricks how to treat them well, and you know, we'll do little simple dessert. It won't be dessert. I'll show you some tricks how to treat them and make them better. If we are talking about strawberries, the best, of course, fruit, especially this kind of fruit. It's really more flavor. The best way to eat it right away, you know. You take it from the garden, you wash them, and you eat them. If you want to, especially those beautiful, beautiful strawberries like this, if you serve them with a cream, it works really, really well. And also, I forgot to tell you that those strawberries, I also use them as an appetizer with the asparagus. So I'll show you. Let me eat this because it's so good. I cannot stop it. Gee. And you see, you need just few things, but you have to get it right, you know. It has to be prime quality rice, prime quality butter, prime quality Parmesan cheese, and you know, good asparagus, most likely the freshest is possible to get. And you cannot lose. You cannot lose. I cannot help it, sorry. I have to eat it. It's so good. That's what I'm saying, you know. If you're really paying attention to details and you are getting good stuff, it has to end it up with this kind of flavor. How do you like it, Danielle? Oh, you see? I'm unbeatable. Now, listen, it's just a matter of good wine. If you put the laugh in it, you have to. If you don't feel in mood for cooking, please don't cook. Simple as that, you know. Don't push yourself to do stuff which you don't like it. For cooking, you have to have kind of, you know, energy. And if that energy is positive, your food will be excellent. You know, it's guaranteed. But if you are not in mood for cooking, don't cook it. It's waste of time, waste of ingredients. Bad energy goes to food and it won't taste good. So be smart enough. If you don't feel it for it, go out, eat somewhere, something outside, or, you know, just use, for example, some veggies, make some simple salad, which you cannot really just, you know, few things which you put together. But don't get involved in risotto and stuff which takes a little bit more time. Oh, okay, guys. Sorry, I had to finish it. What a treat. Just incredible. You know, simple things works, really works. If it's done right way, you are the king of the evening. And believe me, your friends will love you. Because first of all, you took them home, you offer them the best, what do you have, and you cook for them. That's the biggest. That's the biggest. Gee. Okay. So let's continue. Let me clean it up here. And I'll show you just simple trick. It's not really a trick, but as I mentioned, we didn't have really good weather in the last 2-3 weeks in Prague. So this is like fresh strawberries, what you can get or what you can buy. And as you know, not always the first one is the best. So how to, you know, push them a little bit to make them better. And it's so simple. I'll show you. You know, you use just small casserole like this. Of course, those strawberries are washed. You take clean knife, you cut it off, and you quarter them. If you quarter them, you put them in a pan. And please don't hesitate to put the strawberries to the veggie salad. It just works perfectly. You know, don't hesitate to put the strawberries with basil. It works fine. And I'll show you how you can get better taste of those strawberries. And actually, once you finish this, you put it in any mixer. You just make a sauce and you put it on blanched asparagus. Oh, you see how I am getting my plates back? And I saw him. He licked it. Yeah, well, he couldn't help it. I understand that. Well, if it's good, you know. All that kind of right behaving both sides. Okay. Okay. What I'm showing here, it's kind of lift up for strawberries which are not really kind of, you know, really full taste. How to build up the taste? It's so simple. You can use a little bit water with a little bit sugar. That's one of the ways, because we would like to make it better. We use a little bit of butter and we use a little bit of sugar. And those two ingredients will help us to make strawberries a little bit tasteful, more tasteful. Okay, just a little bit. Those two pieces will make it. What's really important, that this process will be really fast, you know? If you cook them for a longer time, the strawberries will just kind of, you know, not disappear, but will mellow like ice cream, and it won't taste good. So we have to do it really fast. So that's why we put it on really high heat. We take the, so what we can take, spatula. Okay, let me go here. I've got some wooden. This is actually my flavor. You can hear it right away, you know? It's high. See? It's high heat, really high heat. You see? It's already smelling fantastically. Okay. And what I'll do, I'll just take a little bit of sugar, not with the spoon, because you don't feel it, and with your hands, because you've got really, you can feel it. If you take it like this, it won't work. And look at it. And those strawberries. And we do them really, really fast. Hey, look at it. And it's already smelling like sitting in a kind of summery, start of summery time in a garden, sitting between those strawberries. And it's done. Honestly, it's done. And this is the trick, how to get more flavor in it. And if you are crazy about pepper as me, you put a little bit of fresh pepper on it. Don't be scared. It won't hurt. And as you know, pepper is going to chocolate, pepper is going to sweet stuff. And so, how are we gonna serve it? Let me see. Let's use those 2 cups. Huh. Smells wonderful. And let me check my fridge, what I've got there. I always have something unfinished what I can use, you know. And you know what I've got here? Unfinished. How do you say it in English? Let me think about it. French, they say it crème fraîche. Here in Czech Republic, we call it zakysana smetana. Well, I don't know how you call it in your country, but you probably know what I'm talking about. And as we mentioned, some basil. Let's see if I'll have here a little bit. It's kind of dying, but we'll get few leaves. Okay. And as you can see, I am a big fan of grilling. So next time, you know, when we have better weather, we'll grill together. It's gonna be a wonderful day. Let's wait for better weather. Funny, better weather. I never think about it. You see, English is funny. And honestly, Czech language is quite difficult. It's sometimes more funny. But English I like because it's straight. You won't go around with some bullshit talks. It's straight, you tell exactly what you want and you'll get it or not, and you leave. Listen, It was full. It's almost empty. And we are so happy. Okay. So happy and so lucky that we have this wonderful time all together. I hope that you enjoy it, because I did. It was a big day for me. Because we had some stream like week ago, and we had really difficult times, you know. The movie was stucking and it wasn't moving, and we had really bad feeling about it, and we spent almost a week to think how to make it better, to please you with nice cuts, you know, and please let us know if we did it, if you like it. Give us some feedback so we'll get some more energy, and we'll be definitely better next time. You can count on it, because we would like to be the best, and we will. Remember that. Give us some time. It's gonna take a few months, maybe years, but you know what? We don't care. We really don't care. We love it, what we're doing. So, okay. So take those strawberries with a little bit of butter, little bit of sugar. Hey. Oh, smells wonderful. Oh. You see, I've got such a beautiful and kind neighbors who went to field, and they actually pick it up by their hands, you know. They are really real people. And they gave me a little bit, few strawberries. I got asparagus, and that's why we have such a wonderful time, because I've got it from other people. I make it for him, for me, and for you. So let's share it. It's love all around us, and honestly, that's the way how we should live. Okay, so let's mix it up. Let's just make it, you know, same. And we've got crème fraîche. We put it on strawberries like this. Oh, what a smell. It's kind of shame that we cannot share the smell, because the smell is just wonderful. We put a little bit basil on it, and believe me, it's gonna be perfect. And if you don't trust me, repeat it at home. And please give us a feedback, because we would like to know if you have some kind of feelings what we have. And anyway, let me get some. And in this case, you can serve it with the spoon. You can serve it, you know, the choices are yours. You can do it this way or that way. It's completely up to you. You are the master of the dish, and you decided which way, or with spoon or little fork, you will eat it. Like this, you know? And of course, never ever forget if you want to be stylish, and if you want to make sure that everybody will have a good time, put some napkins with it. Look at it. It looks much. It's look the way it should. And you know, that's the way. Anyway, guys, because we spend so much time to really Please try it at home. It's just incredible. And because we spend so much time during the day to fix it up, all those techniques, problems, we spend so much time. We spent almost a whole day to make it perfect. Oh, cameraman man and director asking for it because he cannot wait, you know? Because we were talking about it half a day. I mean, we spent like 6-7 hours to just fixing all those technical problems, and it's so much stuff around it. And honestly, we are not kind of professionals, and it was really hard to put the things together, but we did it, and we are really happy about it. And I hope that we made your day or evening or few minutes which you spend with us kind of appetizing, and that you enjoy it. That's all. That's all. It's whole life about it, to have a good time and enjoy it. By the way, you can look for my post or pictures or movies on YouTube. You can look for it on Instagram, Facebook, wherever, under my name, which is Martin Kortus, or you can look my logo, which is the Good Time with Martin. That logo, I have it for 25 years. One of my friends who I went to school when I was a young kid, we had such a wonderful time, and he was really creative, and he made it big way. And actually he gave it to me, this logo, 25 years or 20 years ago. I have to really find out what time I got it, and since that I'm using it for so many different ways, and people simply love it. And everybody asking me, who did it? Who did it? What's his name? And his name is a little bit funny, which I like. He was working in advertising agencies for all his life, and recently he decided not to work anymore, or just working little jobs on the side. And honestly, this logo, it's one of his good one, not even best one. And everybody who saw it asking me, who did it? This is great, and this is perfect. So listen, if you want contact on this guy, maybe he can help you out to sort your thing. If you are looking for some ideas or logos or whatever, he can help you out. So give me a feedback and I can connect you with him. He's the guy who's making always jokes, and just short talk with him. It's a lot of fun. Always, I enjoy just 30-40 seconds to be with him on the phone. It's always fun. Anyway, guys, we did as much as we can, and we spent like 6-8 hours to set up all this kind of technical things, and you have to see it. It's like 4 cameras, 4 lights, 3 computers, and all this kind of stuff, and to put it together and make it nice, as we try to. It was really kind of hard for us, but we did it, and hopefully it's working, and hopefully it's working for you too. And I cannot wait to meet you next time, and we'll do it something else, of course. And if the weather will be good, we'll be outside in my garden, and if it's gonna be raining, we'll be here, no problem. We are prepared, or we have so many solutions for you guys. You will enjoy it. Remember me, my name is Martin Kortus. I'm from Prague, from Czech Republic, and I cannot wait to see you next time. Okay, guys? Take care, be good, be the best, and try to cook. And please, always with mine. Okay? Take care. Those strawberries are incredible.